second graders. It's Miss Street. I got some bluegrass kind of music going on today. Here we go. Only one. How many do we take away? Good. I saw it. Did you see it? How many do we take away? 3. Ooh, that one's tricky. But I only need 1. How many I'll take away? Ooh. How many do we take away? 0. How many do we take away? 1. Good. Last one. I saw it. Did you see it? 2. Good job. All right, friends. Today we are going to wrap up our telling time standard that we've been doing. But Miss Street's probably going to keep referring back to it over and over and over again because it's very important. But today I'm going to teach you a game that you can play at home. It's called the circuit number line game, but you can play this different ways. But today we're specifically going to use this game for clocks. Okay, but before we do, second graders, you need to know, I'm sorry, this standard is just really hard, but you guys need to know about a quarter. And when we think of a quarter, we think of the coin that Miss Huffman taught about in first grade. But really, when we think about quarter, we think about the number 4. Okay, so I've got different ways to show you. We need to keep in mind that a quarter is 4 equal areas. That could be in clocks, in a year, in money, at school, like first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, basketball, and in measurement. But there's lots of different ways to think about a quarter. But when we think about a quarter, we think of 4 equal areas to make up one whole unit. I'm trying, okay? So Miss Street got some, I have some things here. So when we think about measurement, this guy right here is called a quart jar, okay? It's a quart jar. I see these a lot. My memas and my mema-in-law and my mother-in-law, they can green beans or they can soup. Yeah, so you may have seen these, or jellies, in these quart jars. So how many quart jars do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 quart jars. These aren't quarters. These are quart jars. And did you know it takes 4 quarts full to make 1 gallon of milk? So this is my one whole unit, okay? And if I want to divide it or partition it into quarters, I would pour my milk out, which I am not going to do. And I would fill up each jar. And if I had a full gallon of milk, which I don't, but if I did, it would fill up all 4 quarts. Okay? So let's look at another example. Now, we need to understand Miss Street is not athletic. So I had to call my good friend, Carrie Franklin, and Roby had to help me with this, okay? And basketball, this one's kind of tricky to Miss Street, but there are 4 quarters in a game of basketball. And each quarter for elementary is 8 minutes. So we have 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes. And that makes up 4 quarters for one whole basketball game. The tricky thing about this is a quarter never really lasts 8 minutes because people foul each other and call timeout and blah, blah, blah. But, okay. Okay, I love you.
What's that called, Captain?
Oh, okay. But anyway, there are 4 quarters in a game of basketball, and each should last, or every quarter has 8 minutes in it in elementary. Okay. Let me show you. Oh, yeah, this one's fun. School. Okay. School, or the year, is in 4 quarters. It makes me want to sing Dr. Jean. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 12 months in the year. Woo! But if we look at them in quarters, can you see how many months are in each? Okay, buddy. Are in each quarter. How many months are in each quarter? 3 months in each quarter. So this might be, Miss Street's making this up. This might be the first quarter. And Miss Street's using a Q to represent quarter. Second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Okay? Perfect. Now the last thing we're going to look at is money. And I really hope you can see this good. Miss Street. Okay, I hope you can see this good. But so within a dollar, okay, within this dollar bill, this one whole unit, there are 4 quarters. And that doesn't mean you can open it and there'll be 4 quarters in there. But what it does mean is that there's 25 pennies in each quarter. So there's 25, 25, 25, 25. So let Miss Street show you. This is a quarter because it's 25 cents. If you can see, let me move if you can see what I've done, I did my tens frame. So I have 10, 25. Okay, that's 1 quarter. So I'm going to show you. It's 1 quarter. Then here we have 10, 25. That's another quarter. Here we have 10, 25, 10, 20, 25. That's 3 quarters. And here we have 10, 20, and 5. So that's 4 quarters. And 4 quarters make up 1 whole dollar. Just like 4 quarters of months make up 1 whole year. Okay? So now we're going to look at it with our clock. Here's where the fun part comes. Okay? So here we have our clock. Miss Street just basically put some numbers over the numbers that I had, and that's okay. And when we talk about time, and I've mentioned this before, so you guys probably know what I'm about to say. When we talk about time, we talk about half past. Miss Ramsey taught us that, straight down half past. But we also have 4 quarters in an hour, 1 whole trip around the clock. Okay, so that doesn't mean we have 4 quarters in the clock. Okay, each unit is different, just like 4 quarts for a gallon of milk. We wouldn't say there's 4 quarts of these in basketball, would we? It's all about what you're referring to, okay? So when we think about time, and Miss Street's got my fractions up here too, we think about 1/4 is a quarter. And if I start here, and go around, how many minutes are in a quarter? 15 in 1 quarter. Let's look here at this quarter, okay? So I'm going to start here. We want to say 30 minutes in 2 quarters, and that's true, but I want you to see that from 15 to 30, that's another quarter, which is another 1/4 of the whole unit. So there's 5, 10, 15. Then there's 5, 10, 15. Then there's 5, 10, 15. So that's 4 quarters in 1 hour, and a quarter on a clock is 15 minutes. Okay, it's not 25 minutes because a clock is different than money. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. So here we go. This is how we play the game. And I tried to get Zeb to play with me. He just wasn't feeling it. So I'm just going to pretend. Okay, so I have 2 pawns or you can use whatever you have. We're starting at o'clock, 00. I have what we call minute cards. I have hour cards, and I have quarter hour cards. Now, second graders, this is new for you. So you only get a quarter hour card if you land on one of the quarters, which would be 00, 15, 30, or 45. And then you have to answer a question. So if you're watching this, I will link these materials in the comments so you can print them if you have a printer, or you can just make your own. Okay, so here we go. So we start with a minute card. You pick up a minute card, and it says to move ahead 15 minutes. Okay, so that's me. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. Well, guess what I landed on? A quarter hour, so I get a quarter hour card. Let's see what it says. How many minutes total have you gone? I just went 15 minutes, and I'm right. So I get to move ahead 5 minutes. Woohoo! 20. All right. So now it's the next player's turn. Let's say, we'll just say it's Zeb. Pretend Zeb's here, okay? So Zeb's going to pick up a minute card. Need to move my hour cards up here. Zeb is going to pick up a minute card. Okay, and it says, move ahead 5 minutes. The street's winning. Can you tell? All right, so I pick up a minute card, and it says, move ahead 10 minutes. Here I go. 5, 10. Look what I landed on. A quarter hour card. So I get a quarter hour card. Let's see what it says. What time is it for you? Well, what time is it for Miss Street? I'm at 0:30. I haven't been an hour yet, so I'm at 0:30. And I'm correct, so I get to move ahead 10 more minutes. 5, 10. Woo! Quarter hour. Okay, here we go. Minute card. Zeb's turn. Move ahead 15 minutes. 5, 10, 15. He's not on a quarter hour. Okay, Miss Street's turn. I pick a minute card. Move ahead 10 minutes. 5, 10. Woo-woo. I'm getting close to getting an hour card. Okay, Zeb's turn. Move ahead 5 minutes. The Street's turn. Minute card. Move ahead 10 minutes. Woo! 5, 10. So once you get to the 00 or the o'clock, you get to get an hour card. So Miss Street's time is 1 hour so far. So this is worth 1 hour. And you can play this till you play maybe for 10 minutes, and whoever has the most time in 10 minutes. Or you can say the first student to reach 3 hours wins. So Miss Street has 1 hour. Okay. So I'm going to keep going and just play so you can see how you do it. And again, I'll link the instructions for this in the comments. Okay. So Miss Street has 1 hour. Zeb only has 25 minutes, but here he goes. Move ahead 15 minutes, Zeb. 5, 10, 15. All right, Miss Street, here I go. Oh, it says can't see the video. Okay. I don't see myself anymore. I don't know what happened to the video. But you know what? It's okay. So we're just going to stop there. That's what we're going to do. And Miss Street will figure out what happened to the video. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you back on Monday.